Good day, dear panelists, my fellow researchers, and Dr. Beverly Caiga. I am Tubigan Brian O.
I am Kalaluan Juben M.
I am Matulugdog Semery D.
I am Perez Nico B.
I am Valdez Pedrito Jr. S.
And we
And
are
we are
the
the
research group for
researchers
BSMT S4A, presenting to you our study entitled Career Expectations and Choices of Students in Pursuing Maritime Education. Moving on with our introduction. As we all know, the maritime industry is one of the nation's primary source of income, and especially in the Philippines, which comprises the 25% of the total population of the seafarers. The choices of the students to pursue the maritime industry has a huge impact on their future careers, while the career expectations are the driving force that plays the important role for them to work in the long run. The researchers conducted this study to investigate the expectations of the maritime students on their chosen program, and as well as their reasons for choosing this field of study. The students have different reasons for choosing this program and as well as their own expectations. And if these expectations and choices aren't met, they might have no motivation to continue and shift courses. This study is made to help the maritime institutes and sectors to know more about the students.
And for the objectives of the study aimed to determine the expectations and choices of students pursuing maritime education. Especially, it describes the profile of respondents in terms of senior high school strand graduated from and what program they're currently taking of first-year students. To determine the expectation and choices indicators of students and to test the significant relationship between profile variables and expectation and choices indicators. Lastly, to propose an action plan based on the outcome of the study.
Methods. Research design. This research employs descriptive design integrating quantitative analysis of data. Quantitative research design is a formal objective systematic process in which numerical data are used to obtain information about the variables. This was reinforced and validated by giving questionnaires, which are validated by a previous study made by Louis Lau Yu Yip et al. 2021 and Pisigan Merlinda F. et al. 2019. The questionnaire were given to first-year students of BS Marine Transportation and BS Marine Engineering of Lima to gather data and to obtain the intended answers to the study. This design will be used since the main purpose of the study is to determine the current expectation and choices of students in pursuing maritime education. Methods. Participants of the study. The respondents of the study are the first year BSM10 BSMARE, students of the LACIM International Maritime Academy. The total population amounts over 523 respondents, wherein BSMT students have on 407 population with over 10 sections, and BSMARE with 116 students with over 3 sections, all according to the statistics that was given by the Lima department. Each individual choose whether to participate or not. Since the instrument is confidential, there was no determination whether entire population participated in the study.
Furthermore, here is the instrument that we have used in gathering our data. The primary source which we have utilized are the questionnaire and survey. In our paper, you will see that we have the first and second part in survey. The first part will be the profile of the respondents, which are the first year freshmen of both BSMT and BSMARE. The profiles will contain what senior high school strand they graduated from and what program they are actually currently taking. The second part will be the factors that motivated the respondents to study the maritime course and as well as their expectations towards it.
So let's move on the results and discussions. So the table 1 shows the percentage distribution of the respondents' profile. Most of the respondents are from BSMT accounting for 77.9% with a frequency distribution of 173. Second, respondents from STEM strand had highest percentage accounting for 39.6% and a frequency distribution of 88. Third in the rank with the most respondents from UMS with a percentage of 28.8% and a frequency distribution of 64. Moreover, we also have our respondents from ABM, GAS, Maritime Specialist Strand, TechVoc, and BSMRE. So let's move on the next slide. So as presented in the table 6, it shows the summary table on career expectations. The data signifies that the most of the respondents agree that benefits taken into account that rank first with a weighted mean of 3.45 and a verbal interpretation of agree. Information challenge which rank third having the weighted mean of 3.24 and a verbal interpretation of agree, and the course description that ranked second with a verbal interpretation of agree and obtained a weighted mean of 3.41 are relevant with the respondents' expectations toward their career having the composite mean of 3.37 and a verbal interpretation of agree. This was supported by the study of McDonald 2019, Ederici and Shen 2018, and Quinter 2011, which all stated that the career expectations of the student merely depended on the benefits the students can get, the facilities and the innovative institutions, and also the influence of their significant others with regards to their program of choice. So let's move on the next slide. So next, we have here the table 10, which presents the overall assessment on the career choices on the 3 factors to be considered which obtain a composite mean of 3.45 and a verbal interpretation of agree. Furthermore, the personal factors got the mean score of 3.54, which ranked first, and respondents assess it as strongly in general. On the other hand, the behavioral factors rank second with the weighted mean of 3.46, and the respondents evaluated it as agree. Lastly, the environmental factors, which ranked last, gathered a weighted mean of 3.35, and the respondents evaluated it as agree in general. The results of the study were supported by Guay et al. 2010, Laguador 2014, and Braceford 2010, which is stated that the behavioral, environmental, and personal aspects were some of the factors in the career choice of every student. This includes the self-determination as to behavior, family, and peers influences as to environmental and personal reasons as to personal factors. So let's move on the next slide. So the table 11 presents the comparison of responses on career expectations when grouped according to profile. Here it was observed that there was significant difference on information channels when grouped according to programs, since the obtained p-value of 0.005 was less than the alpha level of 0.05. This means that the responses differ significantly, and based on the test conducted, it was found out that BSMRE has greater assessment on information channels. In the study of Wei Chang M and Ami K 2001, it is stated that the information channels are used to spot job opportunities and on career. The second category is the hidden job information channel, where the family, friends, relatives, and faculty come in direct recommendation from employers of interest. According to this study, non-formal information channels are trusted by like-minded peers, whether it be local, international, and national level. Information that is easy to to access and relevant on evaluation criteria has a positive impact on the development of career investigators. On the other hand, though not having enough information on evaluation, procedures can result in insecurity. So the next slide. This table displays the comparison of responses on career choices when grouped according to profile. It was observed that there were no significant difference since all computed p-values were greater than the alpha level of 0.05. This means that responses do not differ significantly and implies that the responses are the same across each profile. Based on the results, there is a significant relationship on the respondent personal factors that may affect their career choices with a p-value of 0.834, which is greater than the alpha level of 0.5. The personal factors that influence college degree selection are crucial to students' future learning outcomes and success of their future employment according to Lagwadar J. 2019. They might occasionally take into account the individuals they know and knowledge they have gained from their surroundings. Moreover, as stated by Hernshar and Madzik 2013, there are a number of elements that may influence a student's parents' decision, and it can be helpful for private higher education institutions to get insight into these factors in order to provide quality services that will meet the requirements, expectations, and desire of the community.
The researchers also proposed an action plan to guide the students in their career path in pursuing maritime education. With the two variables under career expectation and career choices, we have the three subdomains under them in which we choose their highest mean to formulate the strategies and activities. Firstly, we have the benefits taken into account under career expectation, which is the course are more practical than theoretical or academic. The strategies we formulated on this one is the streamlining of programs which promotes experiential learning, familiarization of tools and equipment involving in practical works like study tours, projects, additional simulation, and exercises. The persons involved in these activities are the dean and the department heads of maritime schools. The second one, under information channels, we have I intentionally sought information about this faculty. Strategies or activities we can have for this one is to use multiple promotion platforms such as videos, slideshows, infographic, blog posts, social media posts, and seminar to ensure that the information about the maritime courses are disseminated accordingly. The persons involved for this one are the deans and the department heads of the maritime schools. Lastly, for the career expectation, we have the course description. It increases the professional skills and abilities of the students. The strategies we formulated for this one are to attend the seminar and programs to enhance professional skills and to provide the seminars and programs for the students to enhance their professional skills. The persons involved for this one is the deans and department heads of maritime schools. And for the next one, we have the career choices. Firstly, we have the behavioral factors under it is the I'm motivated to pursue this maritime because of my ambition. The strategies for this one we formulated is to strengthen the holistic programs to enhance the mental and emotional well-being of students, involvement in discussions like job stories, forums, career talks, problem-solving activities, and recollections. The persons involved for this one are the maritime students and the faculty. The second one, we have the environmental factors. I want to work with companies related to the maritime that I can offer competitive salaries. For this one, the strategies are to take a cadetship program, examination in international companies that the school gave the cadets. And the second one, we have to be competitive and qualified cadet in the organization that they want to be with. And the persons involved in this one are the shipping companies, the maritime students, and the faculties. And lastly, we have the personal factors, which under it is I want to develop my knowledge and skills in maritime. We have the strategies formulated for this one. Listen and participate to discussions of the teachers for the first one. And the second one, we have the study the lessons that are given, especially in the major subjects, such as the navigation and seamanship. The persons involved for this one are the maritime students and the faculty. Next one.
For the conclusion, majority of the respondents are from STEM strand and are first-year BSMT students. Second is the respondents agree that benefits taken into account and personal factors affects the students in pursuing maritime education. Third, there was a significant difference in information channels and personal factors to students in pursuing maritime education when grouped according to the program. And lastly, an action plan was proposed to guide the students in their career path in pursuing maritime education.
Based on what we have found in the result of our study, here's the proposed recommendation of our group for the future studies. Number one is Lima Department may provide recommendations or seminars to senior high school students who have insight with their chosen track, especially maritime course. Two is faculty members may reinforce their teaching styles where the students will stay interested and focus, therefore reaching the expectations they have on the maritime course. And this all the more reasons to stay on their chosen course. Next is first year students may refer to this study as a guide to recommend the maritime course to upcoming college students, as well as to those who are aspiring to be a seafarer one day. The plan of action may be tabled for implementation to further meet the expectation of the students in order to encourage them to choose the maritime course. Last is future researchers may do similar studies using additional variables on profile and as motivation in their career path pursuing maritime education.
And for the last one, we have the references for our studies as per our RRL introduction and other parts of our study. And with that concludes the presentation of our study. Thank you all for watching and have a good day.